So I didn't write anything down, but last time you guys dealt with the aftermath of helping Catan. You guys went and talked to the Kirkstein, got the fine halved, cut in half, which was good enough for Catan. Putting that in his jobs, he'll probably have that paid off in no time. After that, you guys went and drank a lot, got some money from Forced and a scone recipe. And then Malgin got stabbed by Hafayette after having a pleasant conversation. And then you guys went and drank some, and Jax had Malgin's scone filled with shit. Almost enough to not have him eat anything anymore for the rest of his life, but not quite. You guys went to bed, woke up, and some with you dealing with hangovers got some mail. Ophelia and Lou got message or mail inviting them to the Academy Arcanum to report there at their soonest availability to begin their study in the school. And they also got a letter from
the Duke.
The Duke, yes. But I'm going to retcon that and have a crier come to you guys. A royal crier comes to your guys' houses, knock on the door. You guys open the door, and he begins to say, "Members of the sewer inspectors, hear me for I speak the word of the Duke. You'll have been requested to attend a meeting with the Duke within his home, Bookshire Keep, immediately. This is the command of the Duke and may not be refused in threat of curtailing your already tenuous freedoms recently given back." He gives you guys a note that when you open it, it just reads the Duke's blessing on the inside.
Duke's blessing. Cool.
I wonder what he wants to talk about.
Oh, probably just how great I am. Right? That's how that works.
Maybe it's following up on some of the stuff you talked to him about.
Well, let's see.
Lou, do you want to go to this school with me?
I probably would help get the Kirkstein off our backs every time we do any, like, burp or sneeze or anything. While we're there, we should ask about vampires. Maybe we can even see the vampire that we captured.
I'd just try and talk to him. I mean, I think he had a lot of valuable knowledge.
Yeah, probably. Well, shall we go check that out? What does everybody else want to do? What does everybody else want to do while we're going to the school?
I said I'm just gonna stay home and recover from my hangover.
Well, all right. I guess we will be going to school to get some learning.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sounds good to me. Are we all hungover still?
I'm not.
I think Lou was fine. I think everyone else had a hangover.
How long does that last?
How much water do you drink?
I feel like as much as the average dwarf.
Okay.
Shit ton.
And dwarves have constitution bonuses, so you probably get over it pretty quick. So you guys are going to the academy?
Academy of Kick-Ass, right? That's what it's called?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you guys walk over, and it's in, it's one of the nicer buildings in the area, so it's in the center of town. You guys walk up to it. It has this large sign that reads Academy Arcanum. The building is surrounded by a barred metal gate. The actual building being made completely of marble, being 2 stories large, and isn't huge. It's smaller than the College of Cannon, but it's probably a lot nicer in actual material and design. You guys walk up, and the gates open as soon as you guys approach, with no one around.
Fancy. This seems way better funded than the college.
Yeah, maybe we can learn some good stuff here. Maybe I can learn something that wasn't taught to me by a cult.
If only we found that professor, we could help so many students.
Maybe you can sell your organs here.
Ooh. I think I left those back at the inn.
Well, maybe just talk to some people, see if they're interested.
Yeah, want to buy some organs.
Buy some organs.
Are we meant to be spooked just based off of the song?
It is Halloween.
It did. The doors opened on themselves, though.
It's supposed to be chill music.
Oh.
Lo-fi beats to study to?
Yeah.
So you guys walk in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Lou whispers, I bet they already know our names.
You guys walk in, and the area surrounding the building is all really well-kept grass with this relatively wide white stone walkway that leads from the road to the building. The white stone being different than the kind of darker grayish cobblestone of the normal city street. You guys walk over. There is just no one really around until you kind of get to the front door, which is these two large, very like well crafted and engraved wooden doors that have those like big handles to use to knock.
Lou swings on it because he's so short.
I go to.
I lift him up to get him there.
So Ophelia knocks normally, but Lou is lifted by Malgan to swing on the thing on the other door. After a few seconds, the door is open, and then a man is standing on the other side. He's not close enough to the door to actually like touch it. It just seems to open by itself as he stands there in these kind of nicer looking light blue robes, the yellow kind of belt sash thing, and looks at all three of you and says, yes, may I ask why you were all here today?
We have been summoned, good sir, by magical letters, I assume.
Oh yes, well, we aren't allowed to send magic through the mailing system in Wiltshire. It is a security risk. So, if I could get your names.
Ah, damn it. You don't know them already?
You sent us letters.
Well, I don't work in the mailing section of the building.
Oh,
So,
that's
Oh, I thought you knew Identify.
Identify works on magic items, sir.
I am magical.
No, you're not an item, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, thank you. Glad not to be objectized.
Well,
If you want to become an item, though.
I'm Ophelia Monstera.
And you see he like whips out a little piece of parchment and says, "Oh yes, the recently invited do-gooders from the Elms, correct?"
That's correct. We are the do-gooders.
You see this man who has this really like nicely combed to one side brown hair, kind of glares Malgan up and down, says, and I probably should mention that you got a new uniform for the Kirkstein when you went there last and got a
For
promotion.
your pretend position.
Are you wearing that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so
Wear
he's
that
like
proudly.
glaring at you, eyes you up and down, says, "Yes, I don't believe we invited any Kirkstein here today. Can we help you with something?"
Oh, no, I am one of the do-gooders, my good man.
You see, like he like flips through some papers in this like little like bound collection of parchments and says, "Yes, I don't see any Kirkstein on the agenda today. Can I get your name?"
Yes, Malgan Fluff.
As he flips through it again and says, "Yes, I don't believe you're allowed admittance today, so I would ask you to wait outside for your friends if you would."
But I'm with them.
Yes, but you're a Kirkstein.
Yes, sir. Well, if that's all, thank you. I'll continue to be here with them.
You see, he kind of like rolls his hand to one side and says, "Yes, well, may I ask you as a Kirkstein, what is your opinion on magic?"
Well, it of course needs to be regulated. But I have nothing against you, magic users. You know, you are people just as the rest of us. I have some friends even that cast magic. So, I'm fine with you.
Don't you cast magic? A lot?
Is clerics? That's like magic, right? Or is that not technically magic? Sorry.
They're
No.
yeah. You guys can roll Arcana checks if you want. Would you
Oh, I got an
roll?
18.
Lou
18?
legitimately thinks it's pronounced Arcana.
Yeah, I thought it was
Arcana.
Arcana.
Lou has no idea what he's talking about. He's just thinking of the songs that come from the ether to his mind. But Malgan is hearing this guy talk, and he's clearly like having a more like confrontational tone of voice, as Malgan remembers that arcane magic and divination magic are two separate things, because arcane is manipulating the weave of reality through specific movements of the hands and utterances of the voice to create outcomes, where the magic used by clerics is something bestowed upon them by their gods. And
So it's kind of like Arcana is like a skill, whereas the cleric magic is more like gifted to them for faith.
yeah,
reason.
exactly.
Okay. So I say that basically.
Okay. Says that's the rest of the group, and the guy who is standing there nods, says, Yes, well put. And that is the exact reason why we would wish for a man of the cloak to stay outside.
Ah,
It was just like, what?
Well,
Or it's all.
listen, I'll be completely honest with you. I'm very hungover. For anything one of you magicians could do to just alleviate this, I'm sure cleric could do just as well, but I was here kind of for this purpose.
Yeah, roll persuasion.
I have Tailspire here, so I'll quickly join that.
Do you have anything loaded up on Tailspire, or just have Roll20?
I'm just using roll 20 right now.
Okay, my bad.
I'm not sure if we're going to use
Persuasion.
unless you guys do something.
+2.
9.
Start a fight.
9. He looks you over and says, yes, well, I could very much do something that would wake you up, but to keep things between the Academy and the Kirkstein pleasant, I will abstain and just simply ask you to leave.
I punch him in the face. No, I'm kidding. I leave. I'm like, well, all right. Thank you. And then I leave.
Doors magically shut behind you. What is Malkin's plan after that?
I don't know. Go back. Pretty
Go back to
hungover.
that.
I might just chill.
Okay. So for Ophelia and
Oh wait, actually, can I retcon that?
yeah, what do you want?
Can I get baking lessons somewhere?
The sounds.
Yeah. How are you going to do that?
Is there like a baker's shop or like a bakery, if you will?
I think there is.
If you will.
You could go to the Dapper Flower, which is a pastry shop.
Oh yeah, I go there. I feel like you can continue with your. I don't want to like steal the show with my scone baking lessons.
Yeah, just real quick, is Jax doing anything at the moment?
He's probably just reading.
So for Ophelia and Lou, the man wearing the blue robes with the kind of yellowish stash, he looks to you and says, yes, I am Master Brigid Fanoni. I am one of the many teachers that belongs to this academy and one of the few licensed spellcasters within the city.
What do you mean, a few spellcasters?
Well, as I'm sure you both are aware of, if you, as I assume, have got papers when you first came into the city, very few are allowed to use magic to any degree, including
Papers.
we who wield it professionally.
How
Well,
long does it take to become a spellcaster here?
Well, it matters to what degree. Do you mean introductory? It doesn't take that long to learn a few cantrips, but if you mean a master, then it could take a lifetime.
How long would it take to just be able to, like, legally, freely use magic?
As soon as you sign up to serve the academy.
What do you mean serve the academy?
Well, if you sign up, you would be members of the academy and be expected to carry out dealings and deals in the name of the academy and the name of Wickshire and Breton as a whole.
Is it a blindly follow situation, or is it communal? Like, what's the
maybe
vibe?
agents.
We
I think-
spellcasters tend to stay away from the fighting. That's more of the Kirkstein's domain. We like to act as advisors and mediators.
Okay. So you're not gonna like tell us to go murder someone?
If someone deserves our wrath, we will exercise it.
Murder school. Cool.
It's not if they deserve it.
Just like the desperate. That's not what I said.
He looks to both of you and says, does this sound satisfactory so far?
Yeah. What's the cost?
Basic, he looks to you and says, basic documents to communicate that an individual is capable of casting magic when they like within reason, only needs to pay 10 gold, where active users are required to pay 50 gold annually. If you're not able to pay this sum, it can be covered by the school, and new members can work to pay off their debt.
Oh, I can totally pay. Just so long as, let's just start with the basic membership first. See how that goes.
That would be 10 gold for each of you.
Paid him 10 gold.
He takes it from you guys and begins to lead you guys down this like really awe-inspiring hallway with the really, really tall ceilings with columns every like 10 feet with these kind of larger windows in between each one. The weather is pretty bad today, so when you guys came over, it was like pouring down rain. As you guys walk through this hallway, you notice it's like perpetual, like early morning sunlight that has those like really pleasant sun rays coming through the windows.
Oh, it looks so golden.
Exactly.
This must be what they use our gold for, to make this light.
Brigid turns to you without like really like, you know, like full on turning to you, but kind of turns his head back a little bit. Says, "A simple illusion, something you could learn if you'd like."
I already can. Am I allowed to use magic here?
Let's wait until you get your paperwork first.
Fine.
And he leads you guys down that hallway into this sort of library section. It kind of looks like this just small, compact library setting, but you can see that it is this like intersection of a couple hallways that lead to a couple different places, with this like larger desk area in the middle of it, with a really large thick column kind of in the middle of the desk area. And he walks behind that and pulls out some new paperwork and begins filling it out. You see he's like moving his hands to cast runes a few times, and you see the pictures from your old papers like detach from that paper and fly onto the new paper. So it's like auto-filling a lot of the stuff. And then whatever isn't filled out, he begins writing it down, then turns both papers to both of you and says, "Sign at the bottom if you would."
Ophelia wants to read it all.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, I didn't write it down in detail, but
Actually, insight check on if there's anything bad.
Just send a generic, like terms and services from Apple.
Yeah.
Have them read that. It's probably the same.
Make sure
I just want to see if there's anything sketchy.
Yeah, accidentally becoming warlocks.
I mean, it essentially said what he told you guys, that it is that you guys are allowed to sign up, but you are required to serve the Academy Arcanum. And yeah, none of you really notice anything that crazy. I think the biggest thing that sticks out to you guys is that it requires you guys to serve the Academy, which I don't know if you guys would be super stoked for, but read my
What
notes.
happens if we like disagree and won't take on a mission?
It states that your membership will be terminated, and you'll be your papers will be like put back to the lower level, not be able to cast
In the
spells.
flames.
They're not going to try to like come after me and murder me. I have baggage.
As far as you read it, it just says that they'll like downgrade your papers and make sure if you cast spells a bunch in the city, the Kirkstein are gonna come after you no matter what. But with this new paperwork, you could like show it to them and be like, "Look, I'm a official member of the Academy. Like I can cast spells." And as long as you didn't cast anything like too crazy, they'll be like, "Okay, that's fine."
Okay, cool. I'll sign up for that.
You both sign up, and he kind of turns it over to himself again, then takes out 2 more papers, and then uses magic again to copy everything you guys put onto those papers onto the new pieces of papers. He keeps the new ones, and you guys get the other ones. So you now have upgraded papers.
Yay.
Yay.
He
So what
puts
do we do now?
so you guys are able to cast within the city spells within reason. So you still can't cast spells like frivolously, like using druid shape just to get around faster. That's still kind of a no-no. But as long as you're casting spells in the name of the Academy, like for Academy purposes, like something for that they want you to do, it's okay. He puts his copies away, and then he looks to both of you and says, "All right, perfect. So what are the two of you's focus? What school of magic would you like to focus on?"
Music.
Not a school of magic, unfortunately.
Yes, it is.
What are the schools of magic?
His eyebrows kind of like, jump judgmentally for a second as he kind of sighs and says, "There's conjuration, necromancy, evocation, abjuration, transmutation, divination, enchantment, and illusion, with some other more experimental classes that new members into the Academy don't have access to."
I think I want to do illusion. That sounds cool.
All right, so I'll pen you down for illusion classes then.
Okay.
So he takes out another paper and begins to write down. And he looks to Lou and says, What are your what would be your focus?
Magic.
Yeah, yes.
Magic.
Which
Magic.
well, I just stated the classes of magic. Which one would you like to focus on?
The most musical one.
I'll put you down for illusion.
Okay.
Writes you guys down, says, and he kind of I don't know how they would check time, but he it is early morning, so he kind of looks to both of you and says, morning classes are likely already in session, but I'm sure both of you could catch the afternoon ones if you'd like.
Sure, I'm not doing anything.
I will remind you guys, the Duke's crier said he wanted to see you guys immediately.
Oh,
We should probably go check on the Duke before the afternoon classes start up.
right.
We're very important people.
The
He
Duke
looks
An appointment with the Duke.
know personally. Yep.
Yeah, he looks to you and his eyebrows kind of like bounce up for a second and says, "Oh, we have business with the Duke."
Yeah,
Of course.
we know him.
He shot our friend.
Oh, he really?
Uh-huh.
Do you think he could come in and let us analyze his wounds?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Oh, that would be most interesting, studying the effects of that strange little contraption he keeps on his hip.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm sure he'd be glad, especially if he gets paid.
Yeah, you see his brow like bouncing in, like, oh yes, payment, of course.
He is that kind of guy, I think. I don't know. We'll have to ask him. We'll ask him for you.
That'd be wonderful. We'll check our budget in the meantime. Well, if there's something else, I'll allow you two to leave for the moment, and hopefully you can attend classes beginning tomorrow. They run
Yeah.
most of the day from about 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Sounds good.
Well, what are your what's your policy on study montages? Those are musical.
Depends on how much downtime you want to take.
Sweet.
So, do you guys leave the academy?
Yeah.
Yes, and we go back to pick up everybody else.
Okay. What was Malgan doing this entire time?
Going to the bake shop to learn how to bake.
You went to the Dapper Flower, which is, as you walk in, it's just like, it's kind of in the center of the city as well. It's this small-ish kind of storefront that has a teller counter at the far side with that, you know, the typical like glass look at the foods we have type thing set up, with a variety of pastries, including scones and cinnamon rolls and muffins. And a lot of the space is taken up by like tables, but it is like small enough that it kind of looks like it's meant more for like, you know, you pick up your food and eat it somewhere else.
Okay, yeah.
So you walk in, and behind the counter is this middle-aged looking human woman that is working at some dough behind the counter, not really paying much attention to anything else. While like behind her in this like back room, you can like clearly see that there's like a larger kitchen with like a much larger operation going on in the back.
So I just go right up to her and I'm like, "Hello, miss. I'm wondering, can you teach me your ways?"
She looks at you and says, "Oh, you're looking to get a job here?"
"Well, perhaps, if it means I can learn under your tutelage."
Malvin's gonna get a job.
Malgan's gonna get a
Already have a
second
job,
job. Second job on
It's
top
a,
of
it's a side
adventuring.
hustle. It's a side hustle, yeah.
It's gonna have 3 separate side hustles.
What's your second one?
He's a Kirkstein. He's getting paid for being a Kirkstein.
Oh yeah.
She looks to you and says, if you want to get hired, what's your experience? Have you worked in pastry making before?"
Never, but I believe I know what makes a good pastry and what makes a bad one. Trust me on that one.
Can you explain it to me?
The bad pastry, one gave me, well, I won't say the word here, but suffice to say it was their shit in the scone.
They're a shit in scone?
Yeah, long story. It's just a fun joke amongst a very good friend of mine, so no worries there. But the point being is I know what makes a bad scone. I also know what makes a good scone. And this is the good scone. And I kind of whip out the, like, recipe, like, Link when he first gets a ruby in a game. And he's
Okay.
hoisting it up. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
She looks over the parchment you present with like tired eyes and says, "Yeah, this looks pretty average scone recipe."
Average. Well, Your experience is well beyond mine. I thought this was the best scone I've had in my entire life. So if there's something better, then you are my teacher. And I like get on one knee and like offer a handout. Please allow me.
She's still working the dough as she kind of just asks you and says, "So what days are you available? Can you work on weekends?"
Yes.
How about evenings and nights?
Evenings and nights would actually be better. Yes, that'd be perfect.
Okay, well, we primarily work in the mornings, but sometimes need night shifts covered.
That's perfect for me. I have a separate job, as you can see, but you know, I don't necessarily need the money, but it doesn't hurt. I am trying to get a warhammer, so this works for me.
See, she like finally like looks up from her dough and like looks you over, notices the Kirkstein symbol and says, "Are you with the Kirkstein?"
Yes, I am. I kind of say proudly with like hands on each hip.
And you're trying to get a job making pastries?
Like I said, not really exactly for the money necessarily. It's more for the experience. Something I just realized in my life I need. Very much so. So it should be good for me. Therapeutic even.
Well, all right. Well, I need, all the workers I have need to be on staff whenever I need them. I'm not sure I could take on someone who can be called away whenever willy-nilly.
Well, of course there's the chance of that. But I promise in the time that I have for you, I will give it. And give it to my fullest.
Go ahead.
We can try a test run. What's that?
Roll persuasion.
Persuasion? Oh, damn it. I thought she said that. 9 again.
9. Yeah, she looks at you and says, I need people who can be committed, especially in the mornings. I don't know if I could really spend the money on someone who can just leave at the drop of a hat, and I can't say no to.
But now, see, you said night shifts specifically. It's something I'm able to do.
Yes, the night shifts are rare. We don't really need them that badly.
Well, in the times you need them, I'm your man. And listen, I'm a cleric. I can cast what is called sending. If I am unable to take my shift, I will find my replacement for the night.
This sounds awfully complicated, Valgan.
It's truly not. It would just be a quick spell. I haven't told her my name, by the way, so I'm creeped out that she knew my name. But this turns into something else. How do you know my name?
My bad.
It's truly not complicated at all. I used to do it to my squire all the time. I used to have a squire, and I'm kind of getting awkward now because I see this interview isn't going as well as I wanted it to.
Yes, well, my name's Melbo. What's yours?
Melgan Fluff.
Well, Melgan, if you ever leave the Kirkstein, maybe we could find you a place here.
Please, what I really want is tutelage. That's what I desperately am looking for, and I am willing to ply my trade or my ability as much as possible to help you in your business in the meantime.
She looks to you and says, Melgan, I am running the most popular pastry store in all of Wickshire. I have 15 men and women in my back working their entire mornings and well into their afternoons making pastries. I need someone committed. I don't need someone who's looking to come in to learn a side trade.
Believe me, I am committed. This is something I truly don't know if there's anything in my life that I've been more committed to in this moment, other than this one woman I met a few days ago who's recently died. But what I am hoping...
Lou walks in and he says, we gotta go see the Duke Malkin.
But I have an offer. I can do deliveries for you. Think about it. I am an adventurer and a Kirkstein. I will be all over the city regularly. I know my way around. I can do deliveries to your customers who need them. Your elderly customers that get recurring pastries sent to them. Your people like me who need regular scone intake.
You see she sighs, kind of throws her hands onto her hips, says, what happens when you're off on some adventure fighting who knows what that the Kirkstein fight, and you're just not available. I'm just down a delivery man then.
Well, not exactly. See, I can use my sending habits again to give the order
This feels like a rom-com.
to another person.
She just looks at you and says, well, it's great that you can communicate with people from a long distance, but I don't have that. How would I get in touch with you?
Well,
Pigeons.
I can wait. How does sending work? Hang on.
You have to send and people can respond.
But I think then they can send a message back, right?
Yeah, they can respond, but
So
that's
I
just
can
you
send a
constantly
message.
like messaging her like, do you have a job for me today?
Well, no, it's like if I'm busy, I'll be like, hey, I'm busy, and then she'll be like, oh shit, okay, he's busy.
You see she just kind of like waves her hand like, this sounds immensely complicated, Melgan. I appreciate you coming in, but I don't want this.
Oh, what of the tutelage though?
No, I'm too busy. I'm managing a business and preparing
Who's the
pastries on the
second
day.
most popular baker in town? Who is your biggest competitor?
Let me look at my notes.
The big muffin.
The
Hell
moist
yeah.
muffin. The second most popular is the deserving stove.
Well, I'm going to go to the deserving stove. You just made a big mistake. Huge. I leave.
You see she like recoils, and as you leave, she's like, are you threatening me?
Well, no, it's just if I work there now, maybe I'll be successful, and then it would come back to you as a mistake for not hiring me. You see, I'm hoping to be petty long term, but it's pettiness, nothing more. I promise.
All right, well, you didn't need to say all that. Okay, have a nice day.
You too. Thank you. Good meeting you.
Okay. And you leave, and I assume Ophelia's there now, I guess.
Are they actually there?
I feel like we've been here for a while.
Yeah, we saw that whole thing.
Did you see that? The nerve of that woman. I plan to go to this bakery at least
Lou
some point
just
today.
puts his
What?
arm over his shoulder, pats him on the back, just says, "Come on,
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Well, let's go to the Duke then.
we got stuff to do."
Jason's smashing his mic,
Oh, sorry.
pounding him.
Smashing that mic like the like button, am I right?
Smash that mic button.
So you guys go back for Jax?
Yes, someone gonna come get me.
Cast sending.
yeah. I actually do. Yeah, I cast sending to Jax to.
Okay.
I just say, I feel like I want to try to say something ominous in my sending one time, but I'll just send we're seeing the Duke dash Malgan.
Okay, I'll go meet them there.
So you guys, you're all relatively close to the keep at this point. So you guys walk to the opposite side of where the drawbridge drops. You guys have been here before, trying to get into the keep one time, maybe twice. I don't remember. But there are there's like a good buildup of guards standing right there, who all look your way, and say, one glares at you and kind of walks towards you guys. Says, "What's your business here?"
See the Duke, right? Lou, didn't you say that?
Yeah, we were summoned by some shouty guy.
Supposedly summoned by some shouty guy, as my friend here has said.
Yes, summoned by a shouty guy.
Bunch of non-humans, huh?
Hey, man.
We have a human friend on the way, if that helps you, racist piece of shit.
He looks to you all and says, "Do you have some credentials I could?"
Does this help my Kirkstein outfit? I'm waving at.
He looks at it and says, "Yeah, you got some paperwork to have you go over or something."
This
We still have
fucking
our
guy.
fake
Oh my
badges.
god.
Go find that guy who shouted at us.
We have the guards with us?
Yeah, I told you guys he handed you a paper that
Oh,
said,
sorry.
We still have our fake badges from when we,
"No, those were taken away."
darn it. We have the Duke's blessing.
Okay,
Yes.
that's the rule. So do you present that?
Yeah, fine.
He takes it, looks it over, and looks between the entire group. I assume Jax arrives at that point. Kind of like he's giving you all guys like, looks from head to toe and says, "Huh, kind of strange, but you're not the first group." So he hands
First what?
he hands the paper back and kind of walks over to the guys. and he kind of like nudges one guy in the arm, says, "Signal other side," and the guy blows a loud horn, and on the other side you see the drawbridge begins to lower slowly until down and able to be crossed.
I turn to Jackson. Oh, thank God you're here, Master. You can let us in the door. Thank you, kind sir. I say to the guard, and then just like fucking grumble and walk.
They all just like snicker to one another, like, guess the Kirksteins are subservient to some fucking mercenary now. You know, the guy kind of like turns him.
All equal here.
I thought they were big deals, but fuck, dude, they just serve random dudes now. That's crazy. So you guys walk across the drawbridge.
Yeah. Actually, no. Lou takes a nap.
Just on the drawbridge.
Yeah.
One of the
So you're
guards just
stopping any sort of traffic from getting underneath.
Lou gets run over by a cart.
So you guys cross, and on the other side is a lot more guards, like the small army on the inside of the keep. And they're all just kind of like eyeing you guys up, glaring, you know, looking kind of mean and skeptical to you guys' presence. But you guys walk on with a guard sergeant approaching you all and saying, "Yes, good day. Are you and he kind of sighs, the sewer inspectors?"
Don't sigh. Give our name some respect.
I will not.
Go ahead.
Well, that's awkward. Rude.
Jax like gives Malgan a friendly like elbow in the ribs and says like, "The nerve of this guy, huh?"
They're all fucking racist here, I'm saying. It's ridiculous.
I'm gonna go pretend to be a kid again.
Anyways, yes, this is why. Yes, we are who you would think we are.
Follow me. Don't fall behind, or else the guards are going to arrest you. And he
God, not again.
turns and walks up and leads you guys to like a large entryway that has like these two gigantic wooden double doors, looking very basic, but they're like these huge, thick doors that you know, whenever someone opens them, they're clearly exerting like a lot of energy to do it. But they open the doors and you guys walk in, and you quickly are then escorted to the keep proper, where you guys walk up this like fine marble stairway that leads to this entryway with a lot more guards before they lead you into the castle and lead you off to the left down a hall before going right up another hall into what looks like a very large dining room. And you guys see within 5 other people also waiting.
Oh, other people.
Who are they? I ask one of the guards.
The guard sergeant kind of looks to you and says, "The other weirdos the Duke insisted on hiring."
What's their name?
Lou, hey, we can just ask
group's
them.
name.
These
Who
guards
are you?
What was the question?
Who are you?
Who are you?
He yelled out to them.
To the other group.
Across the room.
Roll a general charisma check.
Oh no, that's gonna be poor. 16.
They look to you, and Jack sees one woman kind of stand up from one of the many dining room chairs, and you see she's like wearing like full plate armor, carrying a tower shield and a large bastard sword at her side. Looks to you and says, "We don't really have a name, but we're a group of mercenaries, as I think you all are as well."
Yeah, that's right. We're the sewer inspectors.
And you see, as soon as you say that, she like looks to the rest of her group, and
Audibly.
they all start to snicker.
Lou audibly is like,
He's like, what?
Lou hates that name.
He sighs heavily.
We have this dopey name so that people underestimate us.
"Well, you've achieved that," she says, and crosses
What's your
her arms.
name?
She says, "I'm Alda."
No,
What's
your group's name.
She shrugs and says, "We don't really have one."
All right, well, I don't give a shit about the rest of your names then.
Lou is just like, I'm sorry, they are in a mood today. Malgan got rejected by a bakery.
And I'm hungover.
Yeah. My name's Lou. Yeah, we have been known to visit the sewers to clear some stuff out. I would rather we not be known as the sewer inspectors, but you know, those names kind of stick.
We are. Too bad, Lou.
As much as I don't want, as much as it's annoying, yeah, this is just kind of who we are.
At least we have a name, not just Alda and the fucking Misfits or whatever the hell you want to call yourselves.
Damn, dude.
We don't
She
even
is
know
like-
if they're like competition or not. They could be our allies. Why are you keep making fun of them?
Yeah.
I want them to be our competition because we'll fucking destroy them.
You see across the room this this tall-looking, elegant elf with no eyes, just whites, looks to all of you and says, "Oh, the lesser races are squabbling like usual."
What the
Sad,
fuck did this
but-
guy just say?
Isn't it late?
It's a
Malgan,
woman.
I go to like grab Malgan so you can't fight this guy.
Thank you. Yeah, hold me back. Bro.
You see this
Look
this
at
elf lady
silence.
smiles
Yeah.
and says, "Oh, look how the dwarves are so quick to rage. It's sad but enduring in some ways."
Now, does she have no eyes, as in like two eye holes, or like just a flat surface where her eyes would be?
She has like eyeballs, but there's no irises or pupils.
Are there guards observing us?
Yes.
And I go up to one of the guards and just like sarcastically say, "Would I get in trouble if I stabbed one of these people?" But like very quietly so that they can't hear me.
Roll a stealth check.
17.
Okay. You whisper it to the guard with no one noticing, and he kind of like looks to you a little shocked and says, "If you stab anyone, I'm gonna arrest you."
I was joking.
Hey guys, you settle down or I'll cast suggestion on you.
I say to Malgan as I'm holding him back, these are just fucking elves. This is just how they are. You gotta let it roll off.
The woman was a
Are
human.
you elf?
You guys look through their group, and you see
But the
three
woman was
humans-
human? I was so
Called
sure
me
you
a
said
lesser
elf.
race.
Yeah, I thought you said
Yeah.
the tall person without
I
eyes
could have
is an
sworn you
elf.
said elf.
Yeah, she's an elf, but the warrior with the plate
That's what I'm
armor.
talking about.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
don't care about the other
say.
lady.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other lady's just a bitch.
One rival now.
You guys look through their group, and you see 3 humans, a full-blood elf, and a dwarf.
Why can't I, oh, there it
Wait,
is.
she called Malgan a lesser race when they have a dwarf in their party.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
other humans. Like, what the fuck?
No, when she said that, you guys would see like the rest of her party kind of like rolls their eyes and sighs
Oh my
at
god.
the comment,
Oh, so everybody hates her.
and you guys
Damn
see
it, I thought
you
I
guys
had the
see
spell that I could cast like an only visible flame, like it doesn't give off warmth or like anything. So I was gonna like cast it in front of her, and be like, "Oh, see this, bitch? See this? Who's lesser now?" But I can't now. So
and you guys you see the dwarf from their party who's kind of wearing these like ragged robings and kind of makeshift armor that's mostly made out of animal pelts and things like that. Kind of looks to Malgan and says, "Peace, young dwarf. There's no need to get so angry against ones who are ignorant to the worldly knowledge."
where'd
And
you
you-
find this guy? The fucking woods? Who is this guy? Jesus Christ!
He looks to you and says, "Have respect for shamans, dwarf."
Shamans, eh? Oh god,
Roll-
these fucking guys.
Roll intelligence.
Lou is going to go up to Malgan and cast suggestion and suggests for him to just shut the fuck up.
I rolled a nat 1 on intelligence.
Okay, yeah. You have no clue. This older looking dwarf kind of just scoffs at you and says, "No respect anymore." And this
Oh,
guy's
well, it
like
was
clearly
peace a
looking
second
kind
ago. Now you're saying no respect, huh?
Yes, you're a younger dwarf who's getting angry and saying things he shouldn't to a dwarf shaman.
Let's just get this job and be done with it. I need to leave here. Racists, all of them.
The dwarf kind of sips his wine and says, "I will not be passing your soul to the next."
Oh, good for you. I guess my soul isn't going to the next. I'll make scones tomorrow, so what's the difference? I'm like actually like I'm fueling my like Malgan's anger with my own, and so I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
Actually, though, could Lou cast like a couple points of sleep on Malgan? I don't think he needs some sleep.
Unless you cast his entire health pool, he won't fall asleep.
No, not even just drowsy.
Nope.
Okay.
Fortunately, that's how the spell works.
I'm ready to go. I just I just want to I'm not about to fight someone. I want to antagonize them.
You see, kind of keeping to herself, another human woman kind of strumming on a lute. You see, she's kind of like writing down notes and words as she strums away. Everybody roll perception.
What's she look like?
She's a human woman, kind of like smaller features, smaller petite features, with short blonde hair, wearing kind of flamboyant dress.
I rolled a 5.
Epic.
I rolled a 14.
19.
Ooh, very perceptive, Lou.
Did Jack
I'm
roll?
supposed to be rolling something at the moment. I just lost power to my computer, so I'm working on getting that set up.
Oh my god,
shit.
Jason, you're struggling today.
Okay, that sucks. Yeah, stealth.
Stealth?
Or not stealth, sorry, perception.
Perception. I thought you were messing with him.
Like,
Okay. let me grab a dice really quick.
Okay.
I rolled a 10.
Lou is the only one who sees a creeping dark figure, kind of to one side of the group, a little uncomfortably close to Jax.
Is it next to the lady with the loot?
No, he's like right next to Jax.
Lou kind of points over. He's like, Jax, hey, who's your friend?
Jax like whips around.
And he kind of like lays eyes upon this dude wearing kind of this like more ragged armor, kind of just a random assembly of like cloaks and pieces of cloth, as he has this like baggy hood over his head that makes it difficult to see his face. As he kind of backs away with his hands up, says, "Sorry, just taking a look at your sword there."
Please respect my personal space, lest that sword go into your body.
Roll an intimidation check.
Oh gosh. All right, give me one second.
Meanwhile, Lou is going to sidle over to that lady with the loot.
Okay. You kind of walk over, and she's not really paying a ton of attention, but then like looks up to you and says, "Who are you?"
I rolled a dirty 1.
Dirty one. Okay, so this kind of like robed and skulking looking dude kind of like scoffs at you and says, "Sure, buddy. I'd like to see you land a hit," and kind of like walks back to the other group. But yeah, so you're talking to the lady with the loot. She kind of looks at you and says, "Oh, you're a peculiar looking dwarf. What's your name?"
Well, I am not a dwarf. I am a whatchamacallit, and my name is Lou. Lou Goy, at your service. It's nice to see another appreciator of music.
You see her kind of like light up a little bit and says, "Oh, you like music too? It's so rare to find any in our field that has any appreciation for it."
I would let you hear my fantastic ballads, but unfortunately my ukulele is being serviced to be even better than before.
You mean the one on your back?
I thought it didn't I cast the... Isn't it with the sword?
You said you wanted to turn your sword into something that could like turn into a ukulele, not like fuse your ukulele and sword.
Oh, cool. Yes, this one.
Okay.
Yes, this one.
She looks at it and says, "Looks fine to me. Do you have any good singles?"
Oh, absolutely. Man, he plays Dream On by Aerosmith.
Okay. And she kind of lights up and says, "Oh, it's such a unique sound. Where did you hear it?"
Oh, my inspiration comes from many sources. The sun, the sky, beautiful ladies.
Oh, is Lou flirting?
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to roll persuasion.
Jack's
Oh my
mutters
god.
under his breath.
Wow.
I have advantage though, right?
Why would you have
Because of
advantage?
Music and mutual interests.
No. She looks at you and says, well, okay. Personally, I haven't been out of Wickshire for most of my life, so I'm excited to get out with my adventuring crew and really experience the world."
What's your crew called? Because I don't like our crew's name. We need new ideas.
See, she like looks around from all the party members and says, "Well, we don't really have a name yet. We just recently came together, but I think we'll come up with a really cool one soon."
Well, I'll give you a tip from one bard to another. Stay away from the sewers. It's just a bad place. It smells terrible. Just the name sticks around. It's bad.
Yes.
You know, I've heard there's hellhounds in the sewers lately.
That too. Yeah, and they are hot. They're unpleasantly hot.
It's so weird that they're in the sewers. Like you think the sewer water and hot dogs wouldn't really mix.
I don't know, man. Sewer water and hot dogs. Name a more iconic duo.
Well, I can't.
But yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, maybe we're gonna be staying at the Responsible Night in a couple weeks. Maybe you can catch a show there with us. I'll be performing there.
She looks at you and says, maybe I will. Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah. All right. Well, I better go make sure that my dwarf doesn't punch anybody.
Yeah, how's the rest of the party feeling at the moment?
Yeah, Malgan is just grumbling in a corner.
I'm just sitting in a chair eyeing up this group.
Lou asked to borrow the gem of food from Ophelia to give Malgan a snack.
Ophelia gives it to him in passing because she's very uncomfortable by the situation and looking around.
All right.
Malgan takes the food and like grumbly eats it.
Roll a d20 first.
Yeah, I gotta roll for the food. Yeah. Burrito. Microwave burrito.
It's like...
Can I roll perception just to kind of like see if there's anything suspicious? Because like Ophelia's generally like, this is weird.
What do you mean by suspicious? You got to be a little more specific than that.
Like look around at the room to see if like I can see any like hints at why we were called here, I guess.
Okay, yeah, roll ahead and roll perception.
Damn, I did not see anything.
Yeah, everything looks a-okay. But you do look around and you see to like one side of the room there is this like nice, really large looking fireplace with 2 sets of armor on either side of it. One looking more like a, standard Breton plate armor, like a way nicer one with lots of like embroidery and fancy swirls on it, with the Fine's ram on the breastplate. And on the other side of the fireplace is this kind of like more foreign looking armor. It is kind of like a navy blue in color with this really over the top embroidery that it essentially covers the armor in like a second layer of plating. There's so much like embroidering and fancy stuff on it. Stuff to look like dragons, stuff to look like little soldiers marching, and in the center is marked for Frankrite, the country, which is a how do I describe this? It looks kind of like a heart with like 2 fish tails coming out at the bottom. And above the fireplace is this like really regal looking longsword, looking to be made of like this really nice steel. It kind of has a strange glint to it that makes it seem like maybe it's not normal steel, but you can't quite tell what it is.
Could I, with my like, don't I have like an ability to understand like rock?
I mean, it's a sword.
So it's not rock.
It is not a rock, unfortunately.
Damn.
If any of you have Identify or Arcana, if you like. Arcana check.
14.
I got a 3.
Is Jax rolling?
Sure. I'll go.
Okay.
12.
Yeah, all of you look at it, and it's definitely not a normal sword, but with that strange glint to the metal. But you can't quite tell if it's magic or not.
So
but
it
as
looks
you
like
guys,
Jax's sword?
It is not. It looks like a more Western-looking sword rather than, because Jax's sword looks more like a Eastern Elvish types. Well, not right now because he has it in the shape of a maul, but it tends to look more Elvish. But as you guys look over the sword and kind of grumble about the other party, the Duke walks in, flanked on the other side by one is Truant, Sir Truant, the head of the guard, and the other is another man you haven't met yet, with several more guards following behind him. He walks in and kind of looks over the large gathering of people with a single arch brow of interest before, he doesn't sit, he just like stands at the one head at the table with his hands resting on the chair and says, "Good, you all came. It took some of you some time, but seems we've all finally gathered."
Yes.
I'll be straight.
This is a quiet room. All you just hear is Lou. Yes.
Yes. And the Duke sighs and says, "I'll be to the point. I need things done for me that I cannot do with the average soldier or with those more powerful but easily recognized. I have tasks in need of doing, and these two groups gathered here today seem to be the 2 most capable of getting these things done for me. I will give both groups 3 tasks. The third one is yet unknown to all of you, but the first 2 are dealing with well-known issues within the city. The first is dealing with the issue that resides below the city. I need one or both of your groups to find out the source of the Hellhounds and destroy it."
That's fair.
It's weird that they're here.
Would we be going into the sewers for this, Your Grace?
You'll likely need to.
Sounds like a job for us.
It's like we have an edge, boys and girl.
I know not where they come from, but I don't have the time nor the men to send to die, figuring it all out. So I'll send you all.
Send us to die instead.
You all seem much more competent than the average soldier, and he gestures to you guys and says, I assume your hooded friends can help you in this ordeal.
Yeah, well, I will ask them.
I'm in good standings with their leader. Yes, I can ask them.
So someone can roll deception and someone can help the other.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna help.
Okay.
Actually, wait, what's my deception? Oh, yeah, I'm definitely gonna help.
Whatever.
23. Yeah, he looks at you and says, very good. That'll make the job far easier, including the second job. There has been several people of note in the city disappearing. Not like the many who flee the city to escape Wickshire's justice for serving and assisting Julius, but rather, we believe, another source. Most recently, the Earl of Commerce has gone missing, along with several other prominent members of Wickshire High Society.
The president.
He is one of them. We need them found and returned to their places of service immediately. I give these tasks to both these groups, and I set each other against one another. I must know which of the two is the more capable for the third task, that I will tell you all when you achieve victory over one another.
Why is this a competition?
Because the third task I have, and beyond, demands a level of competence that I don't yet know which of you have.
Okay.
Ooh, confidence.
Did he say the Minister of Commerce was missing?
The Earl of Commerce.
Earl.
His name is Art Coalfield.
Is there anything else we need to know? Like, how will we tell you if we find the source of the hellhounds?
He'll come to the keep, of course. And he then looks to Truant, and who raises up a little box and opens it up and presents it to the Duke, who you all see he pulls out one, and it looks a lot like the pendants, the fake pendants you guys got. He pulls out one and looks across the room and says, Jax Tallbash, come here.
Aye, sir.
You get up and walk across the room, and he hands it to you and says, wear with pride, do not abuse your power, or it will be taken away. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I do. I don't know about them, but,
Don't
And
be
you guys-
accused of any authority.
You guys are noticing that he's just giving it to Jax.
Oh, my bad, sorry.
And he gives you a nod that like indicates that for you to go back and sit down. And then he takes out one other one and says, Alda. And she stands and walks towards him. And he tells her the same thing. Wear with pride, don't abuse your power, or it will be taken away. She gives a like stern head nod, then goes back to her seat. And he looks across the entire room and says, these tasks are of great importance to bringing order back to my city. That's long overdue. I expect great things from all of you, and I doubt the one who loses will be out of work just for losing. But those who win will achieve heights they would have never expected to achieve.
What's that other bard's name?
Echo Appleby. Duke then gives you all like a stern nod and says, I expect all of you to work on this immediately and without tire. You're all dismissed. And he kind of then quickly walks out of the room.
Is there any other human in their group?
Yeah, Alda.
Is there any other one?
Oh, there's Alda, and then the bard, Echo, and then the sneaky guy, the rogue.
Still sense some racism
So
here,
there's
but,
three.
Whatever.
Lou goes over to Echo and is like, man, they always give all the authority to the tall people.
See, Echo shrugs and says, I don't mind. I haven't really been in a mercenary group for very long. Plus, Alda's served in the military, so she probably has more experience than any of us.
Now, it would be nice to get some respect around here.
Smiles at you and says, well, maybe when my group wins, we'll get some.
Oh, the
it's
smack
on.
talk.
It's on like Donkey Kong, who you don't know about.
Yeah, she just gives you a confused look.
You're right, don't worry.
Is there like an official looking guard nearby?
Yeah, there's a bunch of guards in the room, and there's a couple of sergeants.
Okay, I walk up to one of the sergeants and show him the pendant that I was given and said, "Does this mean that we are done with our little escort?"
You all are free to go about the city, but do not try to leave. That is the last remaining restriction upon all of you.
What if our findings of how to find the Earl of Commerce leads us outside there? We don't want to be slowed down with all of this red tape.
Or the location or the cause of the hellspawn.
Then I would say go to Sir Truant and ask for a regiment of guards to escort you.
We don't have time. They have an advantage over us.
Well,
It must be fair.
work around it.
I don't think you want to know how I'm going to do that.
Then don't tell me. Do as the Duke asked you.
Okay.
Yeah, it is the Duke, keep in mind. It's not as though we're, you know... I don't think... Malgan's upset.
And Malgan probably would notice that like the elf on the other group has just been like glancing over to him, like giggling the entire time.
The elf that doesn't have any fucking eyes?
Yeah.
Jesus. Malgan's pissed.
It seems she finds you like entertaining.
Shall we find a more secretive place to go?
Malgan flips off the elf.
And
Should we
you
find
see
a
she
more
like
secretive
leans
place
over
go?
to the other people in her group, and they start like whispering things in between themselves.
And Malgan throws up his other hand and just like does both like up and down, like in emotion.
And you see the older dwarf just like shaking his head.
Jax turns to Malgan and says, "You must keep a level head. They're getting to you."
That they are. I wonder if we can find any dirt on any of them, or maybe threaten one of their family members and thrust them out of their party so we have an advantage.
We must not waste time with such pettiness.
Fine, we shall win the noble way.
This guy's a Kirkstein.
I'm pretty like on par
His
with.
dad got him in.
I'm pretty on par with real life cops. My dad didn't want me to go to the Kirkstein. I got in by myself.
Well, you probably know that his influence got you.
Malgan doesn't necessarily want to believe that.
Yeah. But like out of game, yeah, you probably got the position you did because the influence.
With the way Malgan acts, I believe that.
Okay.
Yeah, Lou is, as we march out of the palace, Lou starts up the monkey rap.
Starts up what?
The DK monkey rap.
Oh, sorry.
Because they're finally here. Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong is here.
Where should we go that we won't be overheard by the other group?
The sewers.
Unfortunately, yes.
Are we just diving right in?
Might as well. We know the sewers better than anyone. We could find these hellhounds and then find the Earl of Commerce.
Oh, actually, I've got an idea. We should ask Catan for a magical map of the sewers. Are we allowed to have him make us that? Or, you know what, we should go to the library and get a map of the sewers.
We should speak to someone who understands these beasts too and know where they might come from in the sewers.
Yeah, we should do both, actually.
Research montage.
We could split up.
Yeah, the one time splitting up the party is actually a good idea. So we have two teams. One team goes to find out the source of hellhounds in general, and the other team goes to find some sort of way to navigate the sewers.
I'll go to find a way to navigate the sewers.
Yeah, I'll join that. Remember, so I'm assuming you two are going to the other place. Remember, if you can ask anything, ask about the Earl of Commerce as well. Don't shirk that responsibility just because we're pursuing the other.
I bet the school probably knows, the magic school probably knows a bit about hellhounds. I'm late for class anyways.
Oh gosh.
Jax, you want to come see our sweet school? They want to look at your gunshot wound.
Sure. Don't really trust them, but if it'll get the job done, I'll do it.
All right, maybe we can exchange your sweet wound for sweet information.
Maybe something
Something
good will come of this.
Nice quid pro quo.
Anyways, let's go. We must hurry.
Yes.
Okay, so you
Where
guys are
should
going
we go,
to
Ophelia?
Jax is being very, very careful that we are not being followed.
Roll perception check.
Specifically by people of the other team. I don't care if guards are.
Okay.
See someone following you. It's just a guard like, hey dude, stop. Like,
I rolled a 5.
Yeah, you look around and, you smell some nice ham and that kind of distracts you.
I love meat.
So the plan is that 2 people are going to go to the academy.
Yeah, Lou and I.
Lou, and then what's Ophelia and Malga doing?
We're gonna go to like a local government building to get a map of the sewers. Wait, didn't we already do that?
No. I don't think you
Haven't
got
we
that.
asked for plans of the sewers in the past?
No, you guys keep going down there, and I keep mentioning you
just
guys who
YOLO
don't have a map. You guys just wander around
Oh,
until I
okay.
get bored.
it's your punishment for it. Yeah.
So let's start with Jax and Lou. You guys go to the academy, and you guys go to the gates. They open automatically to Lou, but because they open, they don't like swing open. They just like they part, and as soon as Lou walks in, they like snapped closed before Jax can enter.
He's my guest. He's here to see the medical people. Blue shouts at anything. The sky.
A few seconds pass before the gates begin to open again and allow Jax to walk in.
Thank you.
Okay.
God.
You guys walk over, and the big doors open to you guys again. The same guy as before looks to you guys as you enter and says, welcome back, Lou. And your friend, is this the one with the wounds from the Duke's contraption?
Yeah, I got him to I talked him down from a gold reward. We were just wondering if you could inspect his gunshot wound. Could you point us in the direction of anybody who knows about hellhounds?
Oh, well, we have bestiaries here. Our libraries are quite complete.
Let's go talk to somebody who would know about it.
All
These
right.
books are not my jam. Music is my jam.
All right. And he kind of like gestures for you to follow him, and you kind of follow the same path you did earlier in the day, with Jack seeing the kind of really nice windows.
Are we seeing
perpetual-
anybody else except this guy?
It's kind of empty. It's a little weird, but you also kind of think to yourself that, it's a school. Most people are probably in class.
As you should be. You're playing hooky.
I'm gonna attend the class while I'm here. Send you on your way, and
Aren't you going to talk to someone about a hellhound?
yeah.
Okay.
That can be. Can I get credit for this?
Unfortunately not.
Okay. Yeah. So let's go check to see the head of the bestiary.
He leads you guys, and eventually a younger-looking woman comes up to Jax and says, "If you would follow me."
Okay.
And she leads you off into another hallway, into kind of this very pleasant but also like rich-looking kind of like medical area that has a bunch of. Most things are made out of this like fine bronze that's been polished to the point where it's like everything reflects really well in the metal. And
Lou just assumes this mystery woman is totally cool. Bye, Jax. Don't get dissected.
And she leads Jax to kind of like this little bed and goes over to talk to this older looking man, who then nods and says and approaches Jax, says, "Yes, you're the one that was wounded by the Duke, I hear."
Yes.
Well, if you would remove your garments where the wounds are, I would begin my inspection immediately.
Can I insight to see if this person seems trustworthy to me?
Yeah, go for it.
The answer is probably I don't trust them. A 4. What the heck?
This guy seems fine. He seems like, this entire school's full of brainiacs. And
All right.
seems like
Yeah.
he's just
Sure.
interested.
I'll disrobe.
You disrobe, and he takes out like a measuring claw things and rulers, and even like takes out pencils to like mark your body a little bit, while some assistants are like holding tools for him, and one is like sketching the wound to see so they can record what it looks like. And back to Lou. Brigid leads you down a hallway for a while before leading you to a kind of like teacher's hall where a bunch of offices are, and then you find the office of Harold Hill. He is in the office at the moment, and as you come up, Brigid says, "Yes, this is Harold Hill. He's our expert in beasts of all sorts, magical and otherwise." And you see Harold, he'll kind of like looks up from his desk over to you, kind of adjust his spectacles as this guy is kind of a pretty skinny dude, kind of like average height with this kind of more messy looking brown hair, kind of looks middle-aged. Stands up, kind of comes over to you and says, "Oh, hello. Who are you?"
Hi, sir. My name's Lou. I'm with a group that's working to alleviate the hellhound problems in the city sewers. I was wondering if you could provide me some information about hellhounds.
Oh, sure, of course. What specific information are you looking for?
What is their source? Like, do people summon them? Do they have a nest? Why are they there?
You see, he takes out a couple books and flips through them, and then looks to you and says, "Well, as far as I remember, yes, it says right here in the book that they tend to procreate like normal dogs from our world, but they typically reside in the elemental plane of fire, which allows them immunity to all damage from fire."
So does that mean that there could be some sort of portal in the sewers?
Yes.
Plane of fire?
If they're on our plane, it's fair to say that there's likely a portal somewhere. If they're continuously coming out of that portal, that would explain why there's such a high abundance.
So less of a chance that somebody's summoning them?
There is a chance, but no one in the city that's capable of summoning that strong of a beast is not part of the academy, I can assure you.
Well, just because guns are illegal doesn't mean there are no guns. Well, okay. How do you know roughly how big this portal might be? Like, what, it's somewhere down there, but nobody's been able to find it yet, as far as, anybody's told the Kirkstein.
Yes, from what I've heard, but I haven't personally handled the matter at all, so from what I've heard is that they haven't found any portal. It seems they are just coming from somewhere no one can find the source.
If there were a portal, how much space would that need to take up?
At least the size of a hellhound, I would surmise. Maybe 5 by 5 feet.
Okay.
They're hard to miss. They glow, and the elemental plane of fire is a place of heat and brimstone. So I would assume the portal would be a bright red.
Okay. I'm just writing this down. Lou is frantically scribbling.
Good. Thank you for taking notes.
Do you happen to know of any way we could maybe track where they're originating from? Like, do they leave tracks or droppings?
Well, I suppose we do have ways of tracking arcana use, and a portal would give off sustained arcana use. I suppose we could put together some sort of contraption to track that.
That would be greatly appreciated. I can pay you gold, but at the same time, I am just doing the city a service, so it's not like I'm doing this for profit.
Well, even the academy has a tight budget. If you could pay, that would be wonderful.
I shouldn't have suggested it. Sure. Here's a gold to get you kickstarted.
Oh, well. We're dealing with magic here. Specific
here's 2 gold
resource.
to get you kickstarted.
Unfortunately, I'm thinking more like 50.
Oh, 50? Well, like I said, this is a purely public service we're doing here. We're legitimately hired by the government.
Of course.
And I'm also a member of the academy.
Of course, that's why it's not 100.
I'm sure we could work something out, Come
Go
on.
ahead and roll persuasion.
Hey.
Yeah, he looks at you and says, "Well, yes, I wouldn't want to anger the Duke, so how about 25?
Deal.
All right, we can cover the rest with academy expenses."
Cool. How long do you think it might take to whip together?
Oh, I would say a day or 2 of testing, and then it should be done.
Okay.
He nods his head and says, "In 2 days, come back, and I'll likely have something for you."
Alrighty. Well, I appreciate all your help. But I kind of hate to bring it up. If I were to toss in more gold, to your personal fund, would this possibly go any faster? Or we are in a bit of a hurry.
You see Harold kind of like shoot a glance to Brigid. Says, I can't really take money for myself, you see. It's
Okay.
It's academy rules.
Okay, well, I'll come back and check in on you tomorrow. How's that? Wink.
Come back then. I'm sure we could. I'm sure I'll either be done or close to done.
Okay. Thanks, Harold. You're a real stand-up guy.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I'm sure we'll see a lot of each other around this fantastic establishment called the Academy.
Well, that's very good.
Yes.
Harold turns around and dies.
No.
What?
Heart
Massive
attack.
explosion. Explosive diarrhea.
Harold ate too many scones.
Okay. So what does Lou do from there?
Lou's like, well, I'm gonna go tell the rest of my team what's up.
Do you pick up Jax?
Yeah, I'm gonna go wander around and find Jax inside this magical hospital.
Okay. You go over to kind of the hospital ring place, and you find Jax being like poked and prodded with pencils and like these thin bits of metal to kind of like push and shift the flesh around so they can like see how it reacts to like different angles. And the guy that's kind of working on Jax is kind of looking at him and says, "So you healed this with magic, correct?"
I don't remember.
True, he was blacked out.
I was like, didn't we just long rest this away?
Well, you might have.
I'll just say, I don't know. Everything's foggy.
He kind of like he kind of snaps his fingers to one of his assistants, like, "Write that down." It's like, it's fun. That's funny.
I lost consciousness.
So you have an amazing ability to heal quickly, it seems.
Oh, we need to see the vampires too.
Would you say you ever come in contact with any sources of magic, powerful sources of magic, or a powerful magical being of any kind?
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
I
really?
wouldn't. Nothing like in particular, but I'm a mercenary. My travels have been far and wide. I've seen many a magic caster.
Oh, yes, that's true. Many in the guild seem to be able to heal strangely quickly. It's good that you didn't heal these with magic, or else we never would have been able to study them in this detail. It seems they have... The entry wound seems to be small, but the exit wound seems to be massive. Perhaps the Duke has some good ideas about these weapons, if they are gruesome in their application.
I'll tell you, it was gruesome. It hurt.
And I would say Lou probably walks in then.
Hello. Let's go. Get off your butt.
Are we done here?
And you see the guy, he's like, "Oh, well, I would like to take some more sketches if we could, and then perhaps take some tissue samples."
How long will that take?
Oh, probably another hour or so.
We don't have that kind of time. We gotta go. We're in a competition. I have to win this competition to win the respect of a fellow bard.
I'm gonna roll for this.
Okay.
All right, yeah. Jax is gonna leave. Jax is gonna say, "I'll come back." Is that acceptable?
All right. If
Talk
you
to us later. I'll bring you back.
This wound is still gonna be here.
and you see like the wound has been like drawn over and marked up to like number the like weird peaks and valleys in the wound, but you quickly put on your shirt and your armor back on and shuffle out. So from there we'll switch to Ophelia and Malgan.
I'm not gonna lie, halfway through that, I was like, wow, Malcolm's being really quiet. And then I realized that he wasn't with them.
He's with you.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go to like their local government.
Utility company.
Also, Malgan also checks if someone's following him, but he does so angrily and like he's like really like he's like intense. So I feel like it probably goes at disadvantage.
Somebody better not be fucking following me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, roll
And he's
disadvantage.
hungover. Started out with a 22 and a nat 20 after that. So
Yo.
22 is the.
Yeah, you look around and you do spot that like shady dude that was with the other group, kind of like skulking in the alleys.
Hey, you!
Yeah, Malgan is fucking ready to go. Malgan runs right up to him. He's like, "Hey, who the fuck are you?"
Like he's like a decent distance away, but like as soon as you start like yelling around at him, he like jumps in being scared and then like turns around and starts running away.
You better fucking run! You better run!
Oh my.
And he's a rogue, so he would...
Ophelia is just like over it and looking around to try to find like a local government chapter.
And Malgan is attracting so much attention. Like some guards come over and it's like, "Hey, what's going on? What's with all the yelling?"
That guy, he's gone now, but he was following me and my friend here. He was following us.
Like, they look
Could you
around.
believe that?
I look to them and I say, look, my friend is very distressed. He's had a very long day. I'm very sorry. I'll make sure he stops yelling.
Right. Yeah, you do that.
Thank you. Malvin, come on.
No
Come on, we gotta go.
Just this guy.
Come on.
You understand?
Malvin, it's okay. Malvin, I'll buy you a scone. I'll buy you a scone. Come on.
Okay. All right. Goodbye.
Okay. So you guys would probably be looking for a journeyman's outpost in the city. They keep track of like city plans, floor plans for buildings, like who owns what, and stuff like that.
Okay.
So you go to one of them, and it's kind of this like small, not like super nice building, single story. You walk in, and it's kind of this not super inviting like interior. It's kind of like this dark blue on the inside that looks like it hasn't been painted over in a very long time, with a couple of those like bank teller booths that you guys walk up to one, and it's kind of this like middle-aged, darker skinned looking man, kind of on the heavier side, kind of looks up to you guys, says, "Oh, hello. What can I help you with today?"
Hi, we are looking to get plans of the sewer. We were asked by one of the local chapters to go down there and take care of a pest problem, and they unfortunately were not able to provide that to us, and we're kind of on the clock.
Oh, I see. Which chapter are you talking about?
The Kirkstein.
Yes, as you can see, I am a member of the Kirkstein. This is my assistant. We are doing this for the Duke, if you believe it.
So go ahead and roll deception at advantage.
You just don't need to lie.
Yeah, we don't. We really don't. All right, that's
We're supposed to be doing
17.
this we're supposed to do this on the low
17
level.
and 18. So
Oh,
I'm doing well at disadvantage today.
Oh, yeah, you had advantage.
Oh,
So
well,
you're doing better.
18 then. 18 then, yeah.
18, and you see this guy says, "Oh yeah, I see that. And why did you need the map for the sewers?"
we just don't want to get lost when we're working on exterminating those pests.
Oh sure, of course. Well, if I could see some documentation on your job and what you're planning to do, I can get those right to you.
I don't know if we were ever given documentation. I'm being completely honest with you. But frankly, what we need it for is...
Rank.
Yeah, that's true. We need it for clearly higher up Kirkstein business. We are...
I'm gonna show him like my caster
Oh yeah,
paperwork.
papers.
Okay. You hand those over to him. He kind of looks them over and says, "Oh, it says here you're part of the academy. That's pretty neat."
Yeah. It says I'm actually it's a whole thing. I'm still learning, and part of it is just going down there and taking care of like a few like pests.
Oh, okay. That's pretty neat. Do you have like
Yeah, it's
documentation from a teacher or something?
they kind of just hooked me up with this guy because they don't want me to die. And we all got like Kirkstein people to work with, so that was kind of that. I mean, it's a pretty simple task, so
It's like a ride along.
Okay.
yeah, kind of.
Well, it's kind of a major security risk if we just hand out the sewer plans to just anyone. If you guys can get some documentation from a higher up, I can get those to you pretty quick. But until
So
then,
we're dead set. We're very dead set on the documentation aspect of this. Is that what you're saying?
Show him your badge.
I do have a badge, Kirkstein.
Jax has the badge.
Oh, Kirkstein badge.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he sees that you're wearing the uniform.
Yeah, I was gonna say I am wearing the uniform in fairness, but so there's nothing we can say. You are very much set in stone on this documentation aspect of this.
Yes, we need some proper documentation before we can hand anything over.
Ah, yes. Well, I'm doing sending to the Duke.
The Duke? Wait, can you do that?
I do know him.
Maybe just do sending it to your boss.
No, he's not gonna have documentation for this.
The head guard, not the Duke himself.
The Duke. Malgan would do the Duke. He's pissed.
Okay.
Oh my god. No.
So you wait, what level is sending?
Third.
Okay. Mark it off as you used it, but
Yep.
it fails.
Sick.
Oh.
say, can you imagine just advertisers just bombarding you?
Yeah, that's some magic. That's in line with a lot with the school of magic. The Duke doesn't want affecting him in his own keep.
Do I know it fails?
Yeah, you would know.
Okay. I look at
Malgin,
yeah,
try
that
to
did not work.
contact that guard that was there.
Do you think that would work?
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty high up, so.
All right. Cast sending again to the guard.
Okay, to Truant, you mean?
Yeah,
Okay, you
the head
cast it.
guard.
What do you feel that it connects?
Okay. Sir Truant, we are in need of documentation for this mission. Can you provide it to, and then government building?
After a moment's pause, you hear back, you were given a badge for a reason.
We don't have the badge on us.
We don't have the badge. I could cast it again and tell him we don't have the badge. I could cast it to Jax and tell him we need the badge.
How about we Lou and Jack show up?
Would they know where we are?
Yeah, they wouldn't.
We split up for a reason.
Yeah. Well, I guess you guys would have like told each other before you left, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty simple plan.
Yeah.
That's the name of a band.
Nice.
You guys probably know where to find them.
Yeah, so
And
we
that's
go.
when they showed up.
And that's when they show up.
Can I check for being followed again?
Yeah, go for it. Perception.
Nat
Ooh.
20.
You do spot the kind of shady cloak dude that was kind of creeping on you before.
This fucking guy. He's not even good.
Dude. What information are you even trying to get out of us? Leave before you still have your legs to leave with.
As soon as as you said like hey, and it's like obvious that you were talking to him, he just like dashes off away down the alleyway.
This fucking guy's like a squirrel, just like.
If I didn't have minus speed because my great shield, I would chase him, but I don't think I'm gonna do that.
You know who we need is Hans to follow them.
Whatever happened to him? Where is he? I want him back.
Hey, he's living his best life with Hafayette.
Yeah, he's
No,
with
his
Happy,
best
that's
life
correct.
was with us.
Yeah, no, he's on that farm upstate, you know.
He's in a farm upstate. Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
You guys could always get a hireling.
Or hire Hans.
I'm too poor.
But yeah, that is an option in the game. You guys can hire someone. And there is a hunter guild, so.
We're good.
Okay.
We got
We can
Anyway,
hire
yeah,
them
we-
to hunt the other group. The most dangerous. of
Whoa, whoa.
The most dangerous of game.
hunt. Yeah.
Did the Duke ever say that we couldn't murder the other team? I don't
No,
think
he
that's
never
in
said
our-
you couldn't do that, but
I think because it's generally implied murder is bad.
yeah.
Ethics.
So
Anyway, Jax, please bring your badge. This man needs documentation.
For what?
We need a map for the sewers. We might be able to pinpoint where this is if we have
Yes.
a detailed map.
We need to take a look at the map for official Duke business, and I flash him the pendant.
Okay, he looks at it and you see his brows kind of like shoot up, and in surprise, says, "Oh, I see. Yes." I'll
Yeah,
get that."
well, what a surprise. Exactly what we had been telling you the whole time. Jesus Christ. these-
Malgin, come on.
As
Think
soon
about
as the
stone.
human shows up,
Think
as
about the
soon
stone.
as
Think
the
about
human
the stone,
shows up,
Malgin.
I'm walking outside.
Think-
I'm walking outside.
Logan, let me
Okay,
tell you a story. Do you realize why we were arrested? I say that I say this like blatantly, even though the person can hear us.
Yeah.
Because we were showing fake documentation, so it is right for them to not trust us. Now, don't be rude.
We
I'm
didn't know
going
it was
outside
fake,
anyway.
By the way, we didn't know we were led to believe otherwise. Anyways,
I'm
yeah.
outside standing guard. I'm looking around for anyone who's followed us.
Oh, right. Okay, roll perception.
Dude, my rolls have been good, so hopefully.
Don't tell me this guy's back.
18.
Yeah, you see him again.
This fucking guy, dude. I chased after him.
Oh my god.
He dashes away.
You gotta cast a spell at him or something.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hurt him. I don't want to hurt him. I was thinking about sneaking up to him, but Malgan would definitely not be in a sneaking mood right now.
Can Lou cast sleep on him when Malgan?
Are you outside?
Yeah, were you outside?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
It's a stretch.
I think I was the only one outside. I just chase after the guy and he runs off.
Yeah, you chase him like to the alleyway, but he's like clearly way faster than you.
This fucking guy. Oh my god.
Okay, how about this? Lou notices that Malcolm chases after the guy for a third time.
And then goes outside.
No, he mentions to Jax, he's like, hey, when we leave, let's make sure to put these plans in a place that this guy can't see him. Like, just fold them up, put him in your robe.
Idea.
Ooh.
We find a place where we know that he's watching us, and we steer them in the wrong direction.
Or even better, and this kind of same idea, we get plans of also the garden district and fervently study those. Is there a garden district? I don't know. The parks, the park system.
Parks and Rec.
Yeah. So we get 2 plans: the sewer plans and something else. Town hall.
Decoy plans.
Yes.
Yeah, why not? I'm
do
game, Lou.
Do you ask the guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do we want plans for? The town hall? Is that what you just said?
Well, what if they actually aren't under town hall? Where would hellhounds absolutely not be summoned?
It doesn't matter necessarily where they wouldn't be summoned. It's just we need to find someplace that's far away from the sewers.
The sky? What's the tallest building?
The building with the highest elevation is Wickshire Keep.
All right, Wickshire Keep. Oh, that's probably. You're not getting those plans for that.
Yeah.
Just ask him for the tallest tower that you can legally give some plans for. Copies of a plan.
Yes. Do you have a tower for the tallest building?
Well, Wickshire Keep, couldn't I get that?
No.
Isn't that Wickshire like Kirkstein? No. Okay. Never
No,
mind.
Wickshire Keep is like the castle.
Oh.
It's not the
hospital. Yeah, the hospital. There's a hospital, right?
Yeah, there is. Sure. Yeah, that would be a security risk.
Yeah. Some basic plans of the hospital. Or just a giant piece of paper with some scribbles on it. Anything will really work.
I mean, you guys.
No, we
want
to send them away, though. I'm not there, but I mean.
Do we want to forge a map now?
So you want the hospital plans?
Hospital plans and sewer plans.
Okay. The guy says, "Okay, I can do that with your clearance," and he stands up.
You're like, okay. The guy says, okay.
Yeah. Well, it's like a natural response if you're like, okay.
That's fair.
He gets up and goes into like a back area for a moment, then comes back with this gigantic map of the sewers, along with the floor plans of the first level of the hospital, and he rolls them all up into as tightly as he can, and puts them in one of those like tube things and caps them both and hands them both to you and says, well, hopefully these can help you all in whatever you're doing. Please return them when you can and don't lose them.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You have my word.
Thank you so much.
Do we have a bag of holding?
Nope.
Probably should have bought one.
You guys can get that commission with Catan.
We don't have time.
I like how I gave you guys a rival party and now you're like, we have to do everything immediately.
We're
We
very
must
competitive
function.
people.
I wish I knew this before.
All right, so let's label the sewer one, the sewer tube, with a tree, and the hospital one with a boat.
Okay.
Using like chalk or something.
Any reason?
Just so we can open the right one, and it doesn't actually just say sewer plans and hospital plans.
Fake map for other teams.
Yes. All right. So yeah, let's get out of here. And Lou upon leaving the building, opens up the hospital plans, and they look giant in his hands. He's just like, oh my goodness, this these damn sorcerers are so devious. Nobody would ever suspect hospital.
I don't think the other team is ever going to find this out. We've got a huge lead now.
I know. Look, it's right there in the hospital.
They're really so stupid for not even thinking to come here. Fuck those guys.
Yeah, so this kind of continues until where are we going to go next?
Have to.
All of you, or you can give one person advantage.
We should give Blue advantage.
Yeah,
For what are we doing? Deception?
Yeah, deception, yeah.
Ayo.
Are you looking for the guy again?
We're just going to assume he's there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, wait, can I do a performance to really sell this?
Yeah,
Like
go for
not just
it.
be like, oh wow, look at this obvious trap.
Yeah, exactly.
Performance to really like sell your shock.
Yeah.
Okay. yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Lose expertise.
Cool. So you guys have plans of the sewers, and you have seemingly misled the other party. Hopefully. I think that is a good place to end it for tonight.
Alrighty.
Imagine if they actually come from the
Inspector's
fucking hospital. What if they come from the hospital now?
Alright, I'm expecting it at this point.
And they're going to be stupid. Maybe they'll anger the wrong person and get arrested, and that'll buy us a lot of time.
No, I'm saying, what if the hellhounds come from the hospital?
Oh yeah.
That would be hilarious.
That would suck.
DM, please disregard that comment.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a couple.
There's no way
twists and
hellhounds
turns.
could survive in a hospital.
Well, maybe the portal's right under it or inside.
I was thinking we should have locked him in that room that we had to fight the Medusa.
That could work
Oh,
too.
that's smart.
That'll be our backup plan.
Since Maligan thought it, Maligan might look into this.
Checking out the hospital.
Let's start looking in the sewers from underneath the hospital. See if there's
They
any
might hear us.
Lou's performance was so good he convinced his friend.
more. Yeah.